Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing Judy. This was directed by Rupert Gould and stars Renee Zellweger. The film focuses on legendary performer Judy Garland as she arrives in London in the winter of '68 to perform a series of sold-out concerts. It really looks at how she's struggling to make money and she's not as popular as she used to be. And she really has nowhere to go and she's trying to support her and her two children and trying to find a home for them, which she struggles to do. She's unable to make money and she gets kicked out of particular hotel rooms. And she reluctantly takes on this particular concert where she has to go to London and do these sold out shows in order to earn money to try and support her and her family. It really looks at the struggles she has during these performances, and we get to see and learn a bit more about who she is and what she's been through in her childhood when she first started out, and the effects that's had on her from that point till now. And she struggles to perform. She doesn't know if she's not confident enough. She doesn't know if she can do it anymore. But once she's out on stage, she comes alive, and this is where she really lives. This is where she feels like it's her when she's performing in front of a crowd. And this really captures that in many aspects. And we really get to see the performances done, and they're really well captured in this film. Look, I thought this was a solid movie. I'm a fan of Judy Garland. I've Wizard of Oz and a variety of other things she's done. And I really like her story, the struggle she's been through. Once the movie got going, all I could see was Renee Zellweger as Judy Garland. And she sort of was lost in this character. I didn't see Renee anymore, I just saw Judy Garland, and I think she did a really fantastic job. And she's one of the main driving forces for this film, I think. And she's the main focus of the movie. She's what makes it interesting. Even though it's a solidly made film, it's her performance that really carries the film. And she does such a great job here. You really believe her, you really see her struggle. She wears a lot of how she feels on her face. And the performances are magnificent to watch and film. And as far as I could tell, Renee Zellweger was doing a lot of her own singing. And I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was a really great way of her getting into the character rather than just mouthing words to particular songs. She was actually singing them, and I really liked that. There's some really great captured performances here, especially the last song that she sings. We finally get to see her sing Over the Rainbow. And this was a song I was hoping she would sing throughout the whole film because I'm really a big fan of this song. And this scene's just fantastically shot. She takes off her shoes, she sits on the edge of the stage, she begins to sing this song. There's one spotlight above her, bathing her in light. And we get to see a shot from behind and the audience in front of her. It's just fantastic to watch. And this was a real emotional punch for me and a lot of fellow audience members because it just was so powerful, and that song means a lot to a lot of people. The way she sings it, the way it's shot and put together, the sadness she feels singing it. It sort of brings up things that she went through when she was making Wizard of Oz, I think, and the struggle she had as a kid. She wasn't able to do the things she wanted to do. But it's the performances that really make the movie for me. It's where she comes alive and she's larger than life. Because throughout the film, she sort of gives us sort of quiet internal performance. There are moments where that comes out hugely in her performance, but it's mainly sort of intimate and sort of reserved performance until she gets on stage, and that's when she seems to come alive. And I would be surprised if she is nominated for a performance here. I think she does a fantastic job. It's the best role she's done in a long time. And it's the first real role I've seen her where she immersed herself in it, where I didn't see Renee Zellweger anymore. All I saw was Judy Garland. I like the music choices here. The biggest thing with this film that I felt it didn't know what to do. It felt like it was trying to play it safe. It didn't want to push into the sort of darker side of Hollywood. And it sort of played it safe and didn't show us particular things. It just sort of pointed at things or brushed over particular things, and I think it should have pushed a bit more, and I thought it would have elevated the film much more if it did do that. Even though it is a solid film, I just felt it could have been a lot better if they did push it that way. Final thoughts. Look, this really captures her, I think, in a lot of ways. It looks at the last few months of her life before she passed away. She died 6 months later after these particular shows that she did. And it really looks at her struggles and the effect of being a child star and what that's done to her and what they did to her to create sort of her struggle with drugs and alcohol and not being able to sleep. It really looks at family, and it looks at how no matter who we are, we struggle to support our family sometimes. And if we're in the limelight, that sort of takes over so much. And it really looks at a person who is a performer. And the only time they feel safe or feel themselves is on stage. And it's like this drawing thing to them. They can't help it. They're just drawn to it, and it's the only thing that makes sense to them, and without it they feel lost and not themselves. And I thought this sort of captured that really well. This film is another example of a movie that is solid but not fantastic or brilliant or shines, but it's really her performance that carries the movie. It's her performance that you go to this movie to see, and she does such a fantastic job. Really impressed with her performance here. I'm going to give Judy 4 out of 5. This is mainly because of her performance. She's so solid in it and she immerses herself in the role. You really believe it is Judy Garland. There is some great humor in it, but some of the jokes don't quite work. And I just think it captures a particular part of someone's life. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. If you go to see this movie, in the comments below, let me know what you thought of it. Anyway, until next time, enjoy the movies.